Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for August the 31st. All right, now as we move into, tomorrow will be the start of the new month. Non-farm payrolls Friday. I've got to say, this is probably the best looking I've seen the week start in a long, long time. Right, we've got the US dollar sort of drifting to the downside. We've got a support level here on the dollar index around 90, sort of just under 92.20. But the good thing is now that the Fed, we had Fed Chairman Powell speak last week, talk about, moving towards a labor number as their sort of key guidance for rates and all this sort of stuff. Basically, what we've seen is the dollar come out with very clear direction, and the markets look very comfortable with this. Let me just give you a look at the charts. I mean, you'll see specifically on the hourly charts, most of these currency pairs have moved. The dollar's moved against everything, and it's quite uniform. Okay, so what we get with that is you get confidence with what the dollar is doing. Now, the way that the Fed have come out and adjusted their policy, it's very clear the dust is settled, and you've got to be confident with where the dollar's going. To me, I think we could see the dollar really take a good fall here, barring any weird geopolitical announcements. Okay, I know we've got Trump, but normal market conditions, you'd be frothing here. Okay, now what you're looking for is levels to get, short dollars, in my opinion. So Monday, like the Monday open, is not usually the best time to be getting into these positions. Now I'm sort of, as I said, I'm quite excited about the prospects for this week, but at the same time, I'm waiting and trying to sort of just hold things back a touch as we get into Monday trading, because there's a lot of news over the weekends. There's if I just give you a quick sort of look at this, and I'll come back to the daily market insight. You've got dollar slides on Fed shift. Yep, that's for sure. Then you've got a lot of political issues in the US. Of course, there's a number of things unwinding there. There's some of the coronavirus news. There's bits and pieces all over the place. But so this all has to be factored into the market on the Monday. So it usually takes at least through the Asia session for the markets to settle down. There's the odd little spike here and there on some of the pairs, and then we sort of come back and start trading normally, probably in the European North American session. But so that's what I can see at the moment. Now, coming down into the daily market insight, to me, the trading conditions look very good, right? The majors are trading nicely with the technical perspective. There's a slight risk on sentiment with those US equity markets closing stronger. Now, with the direction here, now, to me, the short-term direction on a lot of these pairs is very clear, and it's matching up with longer-term trends. And that's why I was sort of getting quite excited with getting, and this usually happens by sort of Wednesday, Thursday, right? So to have it coming into Monday is very appetizing. Right, so what have we got? Dollar Swiss hasn't quite moved yet. Now, the fact that it hasn't, don't get me wrong, this could actually be a really good opportunity. The dollar's already slid against a lot of pairs. So potentially that support level here on dollar Swiss is a potential entry level that you've got to be considering. Now, some of these pairs, Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi, also have levels on the top side to work with, right? So just get yourself geared up. I think you've got to have, it's very clear that the dollar's going down. And as I go through the Asia session, I will come back and be adding some extra detail to these pairs. What I want to do, first of all, is just wait and see how these pairs open up. Make sure that, any weird news items are factored in, and then we can come back and look at the direction and where to potentially get into these currency pairs. Right, especially after last week, which was so disjointed. It's good to have a week where we've got some of the data really lining up. All right, guys, that's it for me. It's a pretty good start to the week. As I said, just try and steady yourself as we go into this session. But I think the writing's on the wall. The dollar is heading south, and that gives us really good trading opportunities. All right, guys, have a good week. Cheerio.